Chatuh stands for 4. So 4 plus 10 is equal to 14. So the first 14 letters of the Varna Krama, they are known as the Sarveshwaras. Okay. Okay, so we'll just read the Vritti. So for Loka Rama Prabhu, Jiva Goswami's pattern of writing the book is, first of all, he gives a sutra, which is quite compact, short, and then he himself gives a commentary upon it, just to elaborate it. So in this particular edition, and we have also shared it in the group, so you can get it from there. We have the sutra in Devanagari script, then we have the sutra in Roman script, then we have word-to-word meaning, then we have the translation, and then just after that in Sanskrit, this is the Vritti, the commentary by Jiva Goswami, and then there is the translation of the Vritti done by His Grace Matsya Avatar Prabhu, student of Gopi Paranthan Prabhu. And then they have also included commentaries, 2 famous commentaries on Harinamamrit. One is Bala and the another one is Amrita, done by 2 Vaishnava Acharyas centuries ago. So, Tasmin Varnakrame Adau Caturdaśa Varnaha sarveśvarāḥ bhavanti. So this is just an elaboration, an explanation of the sutra. So in that Varna Krama, which we studied in the previous sutra, the beginning 14 letters, Varna, yesterday we also read Ete Varnaha Aksharani Cha, if you remember in the Vritti, that the Varna Krama is also known as Varna or Aksharas. So the first 14 Aksharas are known as Sarveshwara Namana Bhavanti. They are known or celebrated as Sarveshwara. And they are A, A, I, U, U, R, E, I, O, Au. So these are 14 in number. Ete swara achashta prachinanam. The Prachin Vyakarankar, the old grammarians like Panini, Katantara, and so on, they name this particular group differently. Some say it to be swaras, some say it as acha. This is Panini, acha. Generally in India or in Hindi language, this swara is quite famous, swar varna for the vowels. And in English, of course, we say it vowels, A, E, I, O, U. So similarly, Sanskrit vowels. Ete swatantra uchcharanah. Ete swatantra uchcharanah. The pronunciation of all these Sarveshwaras is independent, which means it doesn't depend on any other letter to be pronounced. So for example, if we have to pronounce any of the letter from here, then we need not take shelter of any second letter to pronounce this. But if we have to pronounce the consonants, the vyanjanas, for example, ka, kha, ga, then we have to take shelter of Sarveshwaras to pronounce them. We cannot just pronounce the consonants. For example, okay. So today we conducted a Sandhi test for one of the student. We had an examination today, just an hour ago, for one of the student. I'll save it for you when you will finish your Sandhi. Then you can give your test. Anyhow, the point I'm trying to show is Okay, anyhow. For example, we have the consonant this. If we put the sarveśvara a, then we pronounce it as ka. Now, don't mistake, because I'm writing in Roman, so don't mistake it as, as if we are discussing English words. No, just the script is Roman, otherwise we are studying Sanskrit. So if we pronounce it, so then we pronounce it as ka. And how do we pronounce this? Ki. And this ku. But if I don't put any sarveśvara with the letter this one, then how are we going to pronounce this? Is there any way? Can we really pronounce it? No. So that's how Jiva Goswami is saying that the consonants, they depend on any sarveśvara to be pronounced. But on the other hand, all the sarveśvaras, they are independent in their pronunciation. They do not need any consonant or anything else to be pronounced with. So yeah. Kadinam uccharanam chaisham adhinam iti sarveshvara. The same point. Kadina means ka adinam, ka and so on. Ka, kha, ga, gha, ityadi. Their pronunciation, their uccharanam depends on sarveshvara. That's why they are dependent. They are adhin. Adhin means subservient or dependent on sarveshvaras. So yes, just a little point on sarveshvara and their independent nature. And that's why the title is Sarveshvara. Because Ishwar is independent. Yesterday we read 1.1.1. Abhignya Swarat. So Swarat also means independent. So the same thing, Sarveshvara and Swarat. Swena eva rajateti Swarat. Independent. Now this is very interesting. I really like this one. Matra laghava matram putrotsava iti pare bhimanyante harināmakṣara labhadvayam tvamudrik tiraskurmaha. Actually, when the scholars, they compile some Sanskrit, text, Sanskrit book, they write some manuscript, any scripture. So they write it in sutra form. And it is considered to be great, to be honorable, if the sutra composed is the shortest, very compact. The more compact the sutra is, the more the author is respected, honored. That's the rule. So, and the happiness, they get from writing shorter sutras is considered with matra laghava matram. Laghava means laghu. Laghu means small, short. So from laghu comes laghava. For example, from raghu comes raghava. From raghu comes raghava. So from laghu comes laghava, and so on. So the smaller the sutra is, so the scholars who create such shorter sutras with less matras, they consider the happiness arising from creating such small sutras equal to the happiness when a baby boy takes birth in someone's house. I don't know in the West, but in India, in a home, if a boy takes birth, then it's really a festive time. Means, of course, nowadays time is changing, girl or boy, everyone is same. But generally, traditionally, a baby boy, when he's born, then it's considered to be a festival actually. So such happiness they experience, the scholars who create the shortest sutras. But Jiva Goswami is saying that, my dear readers, In my book, Harinamamrit Vyakaranam, the sutras can be comparatively, longer compared to the previous systems like Panini and so on. But Jiva Goswami is saying that I do not regret my longer sutras. Why? Because even though my sutras are, longer comparatively, but they include the holy names of the Lord. Harinam Akshara Labhat. They include the Harinam, and that's why, even though they are longer, but they are very beneficial. Labhat, Labh, it's profitable for us being Vaishnavas. And that we studied in the Mangala Charanam the day before. That Sanketyam Parihasyam Va Ityadi. So we tiraskurmaha. Tiraskar, how do you say tiraskar in English? Abuse, abuse, disdain, censure, placing aside. So Jiva Goswami is clearly saying that I'm still not getting the right word for tiraskar. Anyone? Hatred is irsha dvesh. Anyone? Any poll? Tiraskar. Jiva Goswami is saying that we do not care for that rule in our system. That's that simple. Like that. So this was second sutra. Quite simple. Okay, we move ahead.
Is it neglecting?
Okay, yeah, neglect. We are neglecting that principle for us.
So what is Amudrik, Prabhuji?
Amudrik means such, such like tadrish, idrish, tadrish, all those. Like such a one. Okay. Yeah. We move ahead. Next sutra. So better you memorize, and also you can make a notebook, and you can keep track of all these. I'll just show you something. Yeah. So this is something we had prepared earlier for these classes. So this is Varnamala, Varnakrama, and it's just a modern way of putting the same thing here within this. So sarveśvaras are all these from A to till O. Then today we studied, now we studied the sarveśvara. So Varnamala includes everything, the sarveśvaras and all these, consonants, everything. Now Jiva Goswami is dividing everything into different groups. So although the information is very simple and it's very basic, but the point is now we'll be covering up around 30 to 40 groups or new definitions. So it becomes a little hard to remember them all together simultaneously. So it would be better if you can just in your own ways, you can just note it down, different groups, that the 14 letters, they are known as Sarveshwara. And now we'll move ahead. So we'll come up with new groups. So the next one is daśāvatārāḥ. Out of these 14 Sarveshwaras, which we read in the second sutra, the first 10, they are known as daśāvatārāḥ. Okay. So tatrādau daśa varna daśāvatārāḥ nāmānaḥ bhavanti. So I think the Sanskrit is very simple here. Means just the very basic Sanskrit. Tatra sarveśvarāḥ. This is Saptami Vibhakti, just in case. Ādau, the beginning ones, Daśa Varna, the 10 letters, they are named as daśāvatārāḥ here. A, I, U, Ri, Ri. Ete samānah akashcha prachinanam. So the other old Prachin grammarians, they call this group as samana and others as ak. This is Panini, you know. You see daśāvatārāḥ, if you see daśāvatārāḥ, the sha va ta ra. We have 5 syllables here. If you know the counting of syllables, you know in a verse there is a counting of syllables. Like in Anushtup Chand, we have 8 syllables in each quarter. So in daśāvatārāḥ we have 5 syllables. Da, sha, va, ta, ra. But in ak, this is only 1 syllable. This akash is because it's used in plural sense. But if we use it in singular sense, then remaining is ak. So it only comprises of 1 syllable. So this is how, you know, how compact the system is tried to be made. But Jiva Goswami is simply saying we do not care for the laghu matras, you know, the shorter versions. We just care for the Harinam. That we will be benefited if we pronounce the Harinam as often as we can in this book. So the Daśāvatārāḥ is the version of Jiva Goswami. Clear? One more sutra. Ashwin Prabhu? Okay. Teśāṁ dvau dvāv ekātmakau. Now teśāṁ, keshāṁ, you know, in Sanskrit Bharati, if you have done that Sanskrit Bharati thing, teśāṁ, keshāṁ, sah, kah, sa, ka, you know, all those things they do. For me, that seems little funny. They convert everything into interrogative, you know, sah, kah, sa, ka, and so on. So teśāṁ dvau dvāv ekātmakau. So now we read Sarveshwara, which is the full group of Sarveshwaras, 14 letters. Then we read daśāvatārāḥ, okay, and teśāṁ dvau dvāv ekātmakau. Now amongst these 10 daśāvatārāḥ, the 2, you know, is one set, E is another second set. Like this, we have 5 sets here. So these 2 together, they are known as ekātmakas. Is known as ekātmaka. Ekātmaka, if we break the word, then we have 2 words, ek and atmaka. Ek means one and atmaka means soul, you know, literally. So ekātmaka means 4 things, okay. A is equal to a. Okay, let me just write it. I don't know what's happening. Okay. A is equal to a. A is equal to a. A is equal to a, and A is equal to A. This is the implication of being ekātmaka. This is very helpful in Sandhi, which is just coming up. So basically A and A are the same, but their bodies are different. Like Radha, Krishna, they are one soul, ekātma, but they're divided into two. Similarly, a is they are one, but they are presented as two. One is shorter version and one is the longer version. For example, Vaman Dev, there is no difference between the Vaman form, the dwarf form, and the form of Trivikrama, because they are the same. It's just that one is the shorter version, the shorter god, so to say, and one is the bigger god in size. So similarly, this they are same, but just the shorter one and the longer one. Similarly, we have okay, let us just read this. Teśāṁ daśāvatārāṇam madhye, amongst the daśāvataras, kramena, sequentially. Kramena means sequentially, in sequence. Dvau varnau, the set of two varnas, letters like a, e, and so on. Pratyekam parasparam cha ekātmakau. They are ekātmaka of one another. Parasparam means one another. Paraspar. And Gyayo means it is to be understood. Yatha, for example, a iti dvau ekātmakau. For example, a and a, these two, they are ekātmaka, one set. Iti dvau, these two. Evam, in this way, u ityadi. U is one set, other set. Ri is another, and ri is another set. Atra savarna saṁjñā cha. What is that? Savarna saṁjñā. Pratyekam ekātmakatvam spashtameva iti prasparartham idam sutram. Yeah, this is the same thing I just explained to you. The main point is that the forms are two, but they are one. One is the shorter version and one is the longer one. We can just, earlier grammarians called these pairs savarna. They call it as savarna. It is clear that each varna among the daśāvataras is individually an ekātmaka of itself. This sutra is to point out that they are also ekātmakas of each other. This is the point which I mentioned by this small thing here. That we know about this and we know about this. But this special sutra is made to clarify this point. That short a is equal to long a and long a is equal to short a. That's all. Is that clear? If not, then when we move ahead, it will be. Okay, I'll cover two more sutras. They are related to them. Very simple. Okay. Okay. So these 10 are daśāvataras, daśāvatārāḥ. Then teśāṁ dvau ekātmakau. These two are ekātmakas. These two. Then pūrvo vāmanaḥ. Pūrvo vāmanaḥ means, pūrva means the prior, the first one. So the first letters of these ekātmakas, they are known as the vāmana aksharas. A, I, U, R. Okay? And other grammarians, they call it as hrasva or nirhrasva. We know it as hrasva in general. Jiva Goswami says it as Vaman because Lord also came as Vaman. And the other 5, they are known as Paras Trivikrama. The rest of the letters which fall afterwards in the ekātmakas, they are known as trivikrama, the long letters. A, I, U, R, R. And they are known as dirgha by the other ones, other system of grammars. Dirgha, dirgha varna. Panini and so on. Dirgha varna, hrasva varna and so on. Okay?
So is he, why is he saying paraparo? So is that like,
This para.
no, this in the common vritti.
Okay. Teśāṁ ekātmakānaṁ paraparo. These we have 5 sets of ekātmakas, okay? So paraparo means in the ekātmakas, paraparo means the later ones. In this set, the later one, in next set, the later one. The earlier ones, pūrvo, they are known as vāmanaḥ. And that's why they said pūrvo, earlier.
Okay.
And paraparo means the later ones. Yeah. As simple as that. Clear? Yeah, so this much for today. And do memorize the sutras and better note it down, revise it afterwards. This first chapter is the shortest chapter, but it is very important. It's the foundation of the grammar. And if we do not know this, then it's of no use continuing studying the other chapters. Okay, so we'll just end here with the grammar. Any question till here about the grammar part we studied today? Oh, you got it, everything. Okay. So we'll do the Anvaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Okay, so the next shloka verse. Dharmah projhita kaitavotra paramo nirmatsaraṇam satāṁ. Please stand.
Dharma projita kaitavatra paramo nirmatsaraṇam satāṁ.
Vedyam vastavamatra vastu shivadam tapatrayon Vedyam
vastu shivadam tapatrayormulanam.
Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kim va parairishvaraha.
Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kim va parairishvaraha.
Sadyo hridyavarudhyatetra kritibhi shushrūshubhistat kshanāt.
Sadyo
hridyavarudhyate atra kritibhi shushrūshubhistat kshanāt.
Okay, so this is verse number 2. Before just starting this, I just want to ask, does any of you know Bengali script?
So I have learnt the Bengali script, but I took a look at the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur you posted, but that Bengali script looks very difficult for me.
Because what my desire is, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada has printed that Anvaya in his publication, and fortunately we do have the PDF for that. My desire was to convert that Bengali thing, only the Anvaya part, into either Roman script or into Devanagari, and we study that into our class. That will be great. Means really authentic, directly from Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, and no scope for any word jugglery or anything else. So if you know anyone who knows Bengali and has got some spare time, so he might render that service. So if you know someone in your touch who's interested, so it's just converting that part into, and I can send the photo or the screenshot for that that part only in the group. I can post that, and you can forward it to the devotee who would like to contribute. Yes. That my desire. Dharma project. Okay. Mahamuni krite atra Shrimad Bhagavate Nirmatsaraṇam Satam Projita Kaitavah Paramaha Dharmaha. Are you getting what I'm trying to do, everyone?
Yes.
I'm just reconfirming. Sorry for Mahamuni krite. Now Mahamuni, Prabhupada writes, refers to Vyasadeva, but in some commentaries and in some editions it also means Mahamuni. It refers to even Lord Narayana somewhere, but we accept it as Vyasadeva because even Sridhar Swami writes in his commentary, Mahamuni refers to Vyasadeva, and even Srila Prabhupada writes. So yeah, see, Vyasadeva, it's very clear. So we'll believe that. That Srimad Bhagavatam, atra, here, in this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is krite, compiled by Mahamuni, Vyasadeva, for the sake of devotees, satam. Okay, any verse beginning from satam, very famous verse from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Satam prasangam mama virtam.
Just satam prasangan mama virya samudha. Yeah. So for the sake of devotees, and what is the adjective used for the devotees? Nirmatsaraṇam. Nirgata matsaraṇam. Nirgata matsara iti nirmatsara. Teśāṁ. This is the samas vigraha, that those people or devotees who do not, in whom there is no matsarata, enmity, enviousness. And Sridhar Swami explains in the commentary of this verse that what is matsar? Matsarata refers to parotkarsha asahanam iti matsara. This is very wonderful. I really liked it when I read it. Parotkarsha asahanam. Para utkarsha. Utkarsha means, anyone? What does utkarsh means?
Does it mean to take or to like
No.
bring up?
Utkarsh, okay, let us just check here. Yeah, utkarsha means when someone is, rising, prospering, or he's becoming successful, when someone is succeeding in his life, in his career, or in his whatever. Para utkarsha, when someone else other than my own self, oneself, is succeeding, is becoming successful, asahanam, and we become intolerant. We become intolerant in, what is the word? Asahanam. That we cannot.
Intolerant is pretty good, huh?
Yeah. that we tend to intolerate or digest the success of someone else. That is matsarata. Para utkarsha asahanam. You can write it down, it's very, if you like. Parotkarsha asahanam iti matsarata. So those who are devoid of such matsarata, for the sake of such devotees, what? Parama dharma. This parama dharma is explained, nirupyate. The verb is not written down here, but it is understood. Sridhar Swami writes it, nirupyate. Nirupit hona, nirupyate. The parama dharma, the supreme dharma religion, is described. Actually, just by saying parama, it is sufficient. But because parama means that all the nimna dharma, they are excluded. It's like, if it says this pure ghee, pure cow ghee. Although, nowadays they write it, but it doesn't contain like that, especially in India. But if they write pure cow ghee, it automatically means that there is no adulteration into that stuff. Similarly, if Vyasadeva is writing Parama Dharma, it means, it implies that all the other insignificant or inferior dharmas, they are excluded. But still, he is over emphasizing on this point again. Projita Kaitava. Kaitava simply means cheating religion. Prabhupada translated it as cheating religion, which is the inferior dharma. Kaitava. Projita means excluded. So such parama dharma, which does not entertain any inferior religion, anything beyond or anything inferior to the love of Godhead, basically. Anything less than love of Godhead is not accepted in Srimad Bhagavatam. Anything less than love of Godhead. And I was just thinking in Bhagavad Gita, if you go back to Bhagavad Gita, the last Sarva Dharman Parityaja verse. So Krishna says to Arjuna that you give up all other religions. I was just, correlating. You give up all other religions. And Prabhupada in the purport writes that all the other religions explained in Bhagavad Gita before Sarva Dharman should be given up by Arjuna or by any pure devotee. So all the other religions mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Karma, Gyan, Yoga, everything, they are also under Kaitava. They also fall under Kaitava category. But of course, Shri Krishna described it because of the different adhikaras of the people. So for that he explained. But Srimad Bhagavatam is purely for Nirmatsara devotees. Atra, in this Srimad Bhagavatam, Tapatraya Unmoolanam. Tapatraya, we know, threefold miseries, Adhyatmik, Adibhautik, and what else? Adhyatmik, Adibhautik, Adidevi. And there is also a fourth one in Kali Yuga. Adhyantrik, technological. Because now itself we are doing Adhyantrik meeting. So Adhyantrik Klesh. So anyhow, that's just on the lighter side. So Tapatraya, Unmoolanam. Unmoolanam means uprooting the root. Just by saying uprooting, it means uprooting the root itself. But still, just uprooting the Tapatraya from the very root. It's not that only from the upside it's been cut. Just removing the whole thing with the root itself. Tapatraya unmoolanam. And Shivadam. This Srimad Bhagavatam is Shivadam. Shiva means, what does Shiva mean?
Auspicious.
Yeah.
Pure.
Yeah. Generally,
Supreme.
yes. So Shiva means generally auspicious. And Dam means Shivam dadati iti Shivada. Shivam dadati. This da stands for the kriya, the verb dadati, dadane, to give. So one who bestows auspiciousness is Srimad Bhagavatam, Shivadam. Vastu. And it's an object. Srimad Bhagavatam is an object which bestows auspiciousness, which uproots the threefold miseries of one who reads it, one who takes shelter of it. And this is Vastavam. Vastavam, Sridhar Swami explains Vastavam. Very interesting actually. Adi Madhya Avasaneshu Sthiram. Vastavam means Adi Madhya Avasaneshu Sthiram. That an object, something which remains, which exists in all three phases, Adi, Madhya and Anta. Adi, Madhya, Anta can be past, present, future. We can take it like that. Adi, Madhya and the end. So one who remains, exists, who do not vanish, that is Vastavam. And Vedyam is one who is to be known, one who is to be understood. Vedyam Vastu. In Bhagavad Gita also, 15th chapter, what is that verse? Vedyam comes there. Vedaishta sarver ahameva.
Vedeshta sarver ahameva vedyo, Vedanta kritveda vidyava chaham.
Yeah, so ahameva vedyo, that I am to be understood. So here the same word, Vedyam, that Srimad Bhagavatam is the supreme vastu, object, which is eternal, Vastavam, which is the real, the original, the eternal object, and which is to be understood. So all these are adjectives, Visheshana for Srimad Bhagavatam, Vedyam, Vastavam, Vastu, Shivadam, Tapatrayon, Moolanam. Kim Vaparahi. Kim Vaparahi means Paraihi, by others. When Srimad Bhagavatam is present to relieve the mankind from all the miseries, number one, and to bestow upon it the supreme blessing, the supreme auspiciousness. See, one thing is to take away the misery. So when the miseries are taken away, then we come to the neutral platform, okay? When the miseries are taken away, then we are raised to the neutral platform. It's not a big deal yet. But Srimad Bhagavatam does not just stop there, it still continues to work. And what is that work? What is that activity? It bestows us with the auspiciousness. And that auspiciousness is the love of Godhead actually. And in text 3, Sridhar Swami comments directly. What is the text 3? Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam. How does it start? Aho.
Muraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha.
First line.
Pibata Bhagavatam rasamalayam, Muraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha.
No, this is the
Nigamakalpataror
Galitam Phalam.
Sukamuka tamradava samyitam.
Galitam. Sridhar Swami describes this Galitam Phalam as the supreme love of Godhead experienced in the Parakiya Bhav of Madhurya Ras. This is Sridhar Swami's comment. Directly in the third verse, it confirms it that this is not going to be something basic here. From the very beginning, he clarifies that Galitam Phalam refers to the love of Godhead experienced by the devotees in conjugal love and in the parakiya bhava, not even in the swakiya bhava, in the parakiya bhava. And that's why the Rasa Panchadhyaya in the 10th canto is considered to be the crux of Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is why that's what Srimad Bhagavatam bestows upon us gradually, Shivadam. So it's not just eliminating the negative, but it's also about bestowing upon the positive. So it's both things. So what the other rest of the scriptures can do? What are they? What's their use basically? They are of no use in front of Srimad Bhagavatam. And so what more about Srimad Bhagavatam? What more happens by Srimad Bhagavatam? What are the effects? Then he continues that whoever shubhis kritibhi, whoever is interested into hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, shubhis, this word can have two meanings, but I will correlate both the meanings here. Shubhis, first meaning is one who desires to hear Srimad Bhagavatam intensely, and shubhis, other meaning is to serve. Shushrusha, many times this word has come. Shushrusha ya bhaktya, I think somewhere in Bhagavatam it has come. So to render service. So hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is also rendering service to Srimad Bhagavatam. Hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is also rendering service to Srimad Bhagavatam actually. So those kritibihi means, because not everyone is eligible to read Srimad Bhagavatam, to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Those who have done pious deeds, who have gathered the sukritis from their past lives. Now sukritis are also 4 types explained in Madhurya Kadamuni. I will not go into that 4 types of sukritis. So those who have accumulated sukritis, they develop a desire, intense desire to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. And when they hear Srimad Bhagavatam, tat kshanat, immediately, what happens? Sadyah. Tat kshanat and sadyah, actually they are synonyms. If you, okay, let us just check the dictionary. Tat kshana means the same moment. I'm just showing you the dictionary. And sadhya means sadhyas, in the very moment. Same meaning, but still to lay an emphasis on this, that point, that immediately it works. So 2 adjectives, but the same meaning. Tat kshanat and sadhya. The very time such devotee hears or listens, and even Sridhar Swami explains in his commentary, even though one may not listen it, but still if he has developed an intense desire to listen, still tat kshana sadhya ishvaraha atra ishvara atra hridi ishvara avruddhyate. In the heart of such devotees, the Lord is confined. He's bound into such hearts. So this is the power of just having a strong desire to listen, not even listening. This is Sridhar Swami's comment on this verse in his commentary. Listening is good, but even if, for example, when Krishna played flute, when he was calling for gopis midnight, so many gopis, they turned up at the place where Krishna was, but many, they were not able to, and they could not rejoice and relish with Krishna. But they had a burning desire to be with Krishna, and that desire, only because of that desire, they left their bodies at that very point of time, and then they, of course, Nitya Leela Pravisht. So that's the power of the desire, having a strong desire of listening to kathas, Hari Katha. Then Tava Katha Amritam Tapta Jivanam Kabhi Bhiriditam Kalma Shapaham Shravana Mangalam Shrimadatam Bhuvi Grinanti Te or Ye Bhuri Dajana. So this was the Anvaya for second verse. And I really like the text. I really like text 3, which we'll be doing tomorrow. That is very, Galitam Phalam. Very nice comments from Acharyas also for that one. So any discussion on this point?
I have quick questions on. So here the Nirmal Saranam Satam. So here this Shashti is used. Is that explaining something?
Yeah, for the sake of, means Parama Dharma, which is devoid of Kaitav Dharma, Kaitav cheating religions, they are nirupyate. They are explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam for the sake of devotees. For the sake of. So this for the sake of is Shashti Vibhakti. For the sake of.
I see. It's not Chaturthi is not used for that purpose.
No. Means it's not always that way. Sanskrit. There are many other rules also of using vibhaktis.
Okay.
Any more? Anyone else? Okay, thank you very much. So we meet tomorrow, same time. Okay, just one quick thing. Can we start 15 minutes later, if it's okay with everyone? 15 minutes later.
That's fine for me.
Sure, bro.
Is that
No problem. No problem.
means as per my time IST, it will be 8:15, 8:15. So is that okay with everyone? Yeah, so we'll begin 15 minutes late, means 8:15 from tomorrow. I'm having another class, means I'm attending that class, which begins from 7 and continues till something like 8:15 or something like that. So like that. Okay, so we'll begin that time tomorrow on. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, bro.